Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we're looking at Transformers Legacy, Deluxe Class, Autobot Pointblank and Autobot Peacemaker. Now these are from, I feel like, the world of Headmasters in terms of that rebirth 3-part story. I don't think I'm wrong on that in terms of G1, but this is a character that, like many characters that were produced in here, they were literally just to sell toys, and unfortunately, they didn't really get too much of a run out. However, they probably turned up in the comics, quite well renowned. It takes 17 steps to transform these two. And then there's the other side, the Autobot logo, etc. So let's get this figure out and have a closer look. Okay, so here are the two figures outside of the box. So he has a nice blue visor. However, from far away, it is sort of hard to see. And he just looks a bit, to me, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, he looks a little bit fugly in my mind. That's the way that I'm looking at this figure. He looks a bit fugly. The proportions look a little bit weird. And that's simply how he was designed, how he was created, and this is how he looks. I just feel like it's a little bit weird. And once again, I guess it's a character that I don't really identify with in terms of this robot mode. So I'm not really excited about him anyway, but you can see where the sort of arms sort of join up in terms of the Autobot logo. There's some nice blue on here. Hollow insides there. Which I guess becomes part of the mode. This seems a little bit wonky-donkey for me. And then you've got the little fella. Very straightforward, very simple. There's literally no articulation at all. It's literally a Target Master. So, straight away, he's just a Target Master. So you can put that on the back. Oh, I felt like you put it on the back. Put it there if you want. Just sits there, which is pretty cool. And we will look at him in the hand as well. So let's look at articulation. The head, see what I mean about wonky donkey. Head can't go all the way around. Little slight look, and you can sort of look down, but that would be weird if you did that. The arm can go all the way around, surprisingly. You can move up like that. There is a single there, but these little bits sort of clash with that, so you're not going to get much movement there. There is no movement on the hand, which is a little bit disappointing. He can do 360 on the waist as well. Can do the splits if he wants. Can do a swivel there, which is decent. He does have the single there because that's how you transform him, so we can get that quite high up there. So he does have a range of articulation. And look, if you're really into Target Masters, etc., you're going to get this figure. I was just, in some ways, I look at myself and I think, well, why did you buy this? You obviously have no affiliation. You don't like it. True. Usually I skip Transformers that I have no interest in. But for some reason, this time I just decided to pre-order him. And boom, here he is. So there you go. So I'm going to review him anyway. And I'm sorry because I do sometimes offend people that are perhaps big fans of this figure. You know, waited forever for this figure. So I'm sorry if I've offended anyone. Oh, there we go. I guess that's another annoyance is in terms of getting into this position, you can sort of get him like that. Oh, I didn't check for, no, there was a little bit of movement there. I didn't really check that. So you can't get him like that. And you sort of have to get it all, the arm out if you wanted to have him pointing at something and shooting something. But you probably can get him in some decent poses here. Maybe, sort of. There we go. So he's okay. He's not my cup of tea, but hopefully he's your cup of tea. If he's not, well, maybe I've helped you decide. There are some nice little robotic pieces in there, which is pretty cool. I'm probably very excited for his art mode to see how that turns out. But yeah, he's pretty decent. So in terms of, I've kind of backtracked and, you know, contradicted myself then. So I'm looking forward to art mode. Hopefully art mode is going to save this figure. So let me transform him and we can have a closer look. All right, so I've transformed him, and it was a different transformation. It wasn't the usual thing that I was expecting. However, everything does seem to clip him very, very nicely. I guess it would have been nice if I got this flush. That may be more user error than the transformation, but it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty rad. You know, it moves around. It does what it needs to, and you can put the Target Master on the back. I've got to admit, if you haven't got the Target Master, he does look a little bit weird in terms of what it is. But this is around a time where it was Cybertronian cars rather than human cars. So it can be weird. It can look weird, etc. So some nice blue throughout, as well as the red. You can see the pins in there. And these you can tell that it does look very plastically, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I was hoping you could sit somebody inside there, but you can't, unfortunately. I'm a bit disappointed about that. I was hoping that that was something they did. You put your Target Master in there as well. That certainly would have been pretty decent, but you can see in there where two people could sit if they wanted to, etc. So for me, the car hasn't necessarily saved it, but it does look better than what it did maybe in robot mode. And maybe I'm being a bit harsh. You know, if this is how this character looked in G1 cartoons, then Hasbro have done a good job, and I'm just being a bit of a whiner. Now, if you manage to survive this review, please support my channel by subscribing. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. Thank you to those that are already subscribed to my channel. Really appreciate you folks already. And hopefully you other folks are going to join. And as always, brace the geekness. Take care. Goodbye.